Hi guys, I'm coming to you live from the Oval Office, and I want to break down the scientific revolution for you so you can get an easy understanding, and when we go to take our test, you'll have an easy time. To make things a little bit easier, I'm going to switch over to my robot voice, and on top of that, I'll slap on an English accent, just to make things a little bit more interesting for you. Bear with me for just a second. Boop, 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 boop.
Ah, that's better. Now, let us begin. The scientific revolution began around the 1550s in Europe. That being said, I do believe we should start with a quick going over of the causes of this intellectual explosion. Please bear with me while I transport myself to an undisclosed location. Stand by for transmission. Here we are then. The first major cause of the scientific revolution was the Renaissance. The Renaissance, which began in Italy, encouraged a questioning spirit amongst the people. They began to move away from the church and explore their own potential. As things progressed, people focused more on themselves and less on the Roman Catholic Church. Learning accelerated and people were thirsty for more. As people learn more, they began to question traditional institutions, especially the church. And this brings us to our next cause. The Protestant Reformation. Can we please get out of here? I am freezing my bottom off. This is much more pleasant. Especially with a nice spot of tea. The Reformation was characterized by an intense assault on the Catholic Church. It is important because it exemplifies people's ability to question traditional institutions. That being said, we cannot forget about our third cause. The Age of Exploration. This too led to massive increases in learning and discovery. Golly, it would have been nice to drink some of this tea, but I decided to just sit here, with my hands by my side, like some kind of weirdo. Let's get moving on then. During the Age of Exploration, many Europeans sailed across the world and discovered new things. This discovery only increased their thirst for education. Soon, they left their ships, and moved into laboratories. This shift marked the beginning of the scientific revolution. This time period was characterized by careful observation and experimentation in order to gain understanding. The new scientists refused to rely solely on their senses, or on the ancient Greek and Roman texts and the Roman Catholic Church for information about the natural world. These fellows went out on their own and figured it out for themselves. Many of them lived and worked in fear, as they posed a great threat to the Church. Galileo was severely punished because of his findings about the surface of the moon. They directly contradicted church teachings and he paid dearly for it, while Copernicus waited until he was on his deathbed to release his findings on heliocentrism. Despite the struggles faced by Galileo, Copernicus, Newton, and others, the scientists moved forward and used reason and logic to continue to discover the truths about our world. Now, let us get out of this creepy dungeon. It's giving me the willies. The work of the men and women of the scientific revolution had many far-reaching impacts. First, we saw a dramatic increase in learning and the desire to learn. Second, we saw the questioning spirit of people continue to grow. And this led to increases in conflict between the church and science. Next, we witnessed new ways of thinking and information gathering arise. Lastly, we see the application of the questioning spirit to societal issues. And this is known as the Enlightenment. People will begin to question those who rule over them. And this will have explosive effects that continue to ripple through our world today. Now, get me out of here. I miss my jolly old classroom. That's better. Now don't forget some of our basic scientific revolution vocabulary. Heliocentrism. Geocentrism. The scientific method. The definition of the scientific revolution itself. Don't forget the people either. Galileo, Newton and Copernicus. And memorize the causes and effects. If you need any help, don't hesitate to come and find me. Thank you very much for watching. Now, Please excuse me while I work on my pop and lock routine. Oh yeah? That's it. Pop it and lock it. Come on now. Pop it. Pop it. Drop it like it's hot.